Bueno. This morning, I posted on Facebook something to the effect of that if you abuse and or support a person that is abusing your mother, then you are a piece of actual trash. I didn't put it exactly that way. But that's what's actually true. Like, your mother brought you to this planet. You couldn't be here without her. And I guess if you're a little bitch whining because you don't know how to just be fucking happy and enjoy this shit, then you can be pissed off at your mom for bringing you here. But the facts of reality are that your mother, not your father, brought you here to this planet. It's not okay to abuse anyone. It's not okay to stand by anyone abusing anyone. But your mother in particular brought you here. It is because of her that you have life. Period. No one else. And someone said to me, oh, and then I said something to the effect, if anyone messes with my mommy, you can go fuck right off. So then someone said, what if your mother is a narcissist? Well, my mother is a narcissist. Like, she's got disorders, psychological mental disorders. Does that mean it's okay? Does that mean I believe it's okay to abuse her? Does that mean that I believe it's okay for her to be abused? Fuck no. Like, you're abusing a healthy-minded person, you're fucked up. But if you're abusing a person that's got a mental disorder, you're double and triple fucked up. Like, you're just beyond fucked up. This is a person with a mental disorder and you're abusing them. A person with a disability and you're abusing them. You're like way more disgusting. And you're already disgusting even if a person has a mental disorder or not, right? Now it just got complicated, because if you're abusing somebody, you probably have a mental disorder, right? It ain't okay to abuse people with mental problems. It's not okay to abuse a narcissist, even though they're abusing you. Okay? It's your job to be a kind and loving human being and keep your shit together and not abuse people. That's what our job is as human beings, is to get to that point. Does that mean we'd be pushovers and do things we don't want to do? No. Does that mean we let people abuse us and don't do nothing? No. You say no. When it says no is a no. And no, saying no to somebody is an abuse. Not allowing someone to be around you that's continuously abusing you is abuse to yourself. And it's not abusive to them to be like, you know, I don't appreciate or enjoy your company, so I'm not going to be around you, okay? So my mommy is a narcissistic personality disordered person, probably, just from the different things that she's done. It seems pretty evident. That doesn't mean I want to abuse her. Doesn't mean I hate her. Doesn't mean I want her abused. It means I'm compassionate and understanding. And it means that when I can't be nice to her anymore because she's getting on my nerves because of her things that she does, her little games and stuff, and her meanness and her edginess. Like right now, she's been at my house since Monday. It's Wednesday. She's ornery AF and she needs to get, like, she's itching. She needs to get away from me. Like, she can't be nice any longer. So she's learned that, and she's going to go put herself in timeout away from me by getting away from me. And even though she's being ornery, that's not an excuse for me to be mean to her. I just, you know, maybe say less and I'm more patient. But a person being a narcissist doesn't mean that it's okay for you to abuse them, and it's not okay for you to stand by and let others abuse them. They're the ones that we need to be the kindest to, kinder to them. Be extremely kind to your narcissistically personality disordered Set your boundaries. Say no clearly, kindly, and lovingly. You don't need to be abusing people just because they're abusive, period. So, a person being a narcissist does not give us the green light to become abusers ourselves. Like, why would you become the thing you hate about them? That makes zero sense. You wouldn't. Otherwise, you're them and you don't have anything to complain about because you're them. If you're them, then you're an abuser. It's not okay to abuse people, period, no matter what. There's no excuses, there's no exceptions. We set boundaries, we say no, we call the police, we do all variety of things that we need to do to protect ourselves, kindly and lovingly, not abusively, period. And in particular, your own mother. You don't abuse your mother. Like, what kind of a disgusting human being are you that you use this person's body? You literally used her bones and her teeth. You used her time. You caused her enormous amount of pain and discomfort for months and years, in fact, so that you could come to this planet, and you abuse her. You stand by people that have abused her. That's disgusting. I have people in my family that stand by their fathers who have abused my sisters. That's disgusting. Even people that have been abusive to my mommy and she herself justifies it, I do not justify it with her. No, mommy, it was not okay that you were treated that way. It doesn't matter. It's not okay for people to be abusive to you. And so, even though she herself allows herself to be abused, she herself, to this day, allows herself to be abused by people, and she continues to go around them and coddle them and appease them and do all these variety of things. She justifies it, and I don't. I'm like, no, mommy, that's not okay. That person shouldn't be treating you that way. But what she allows is on her. Like, even though she's 84 years old, like, she's the boss of her own world, and so she allows what she allows. But I don't approve of it. I don't condone it, and I don't allow it, even though she herself has done things to me that are abusive. And when I realized that she's mentally ill, then I didn't let it hurt me anymore. She's mentally ill. I don't take what mentally ill people do to heart, even when it's affecting me in real levels. I don't. They're mentally ill. That's why they do the crazy shit they do. And they're hurting other people, but they're not going to hurt me. I'm not going to allow hurt people to hurt me, because I'm the one that gets to decide what hurts. I keep it in perspective. I look at it for what it is. I'm not going to walk through a mental institution and, mentally ill people yelling out things at me, just randomly made up shit, like calling me a whore and stupid and ugly and whatever variety of things that people yell out that want to upset others and say triggering things would possibly be something that I can imagine that mentally ill people are blurting out at people as they're walking through a mental institution, right? So I wouldn't walk through a mental institution and be like, oh my just called me a whore. They called me ugly and stupid and whatever variety of things. I'm like so hurt right now and freak out. And now I'm going to argue and yell at them. I wouldn't do that in a mental institution. Earth is a mental institution. Like the whole thing, the whole thing. And there's going to be all variety of people that are going to do that to you potentially. And if you're a person that doesn't experience that, damn, look you. I have the most insane shit happen to me that literally doesn't make sense according to my behavior and actions towards others whatsoever, period. And there's nothing I can do. That's what they're saying. That's what they supposedly are believing. Even though what I have done towards these very specific people does not match what they're saying. It doesn't make any sense why they'd be saying those things to me. But they are. So my only conclusion can be they're mentally ill. They're mentally ill and they don't see reality. And what I'm going to do instead of be abusive to them, if I can't handle being around that, like who wants to be around somebody that's being incredibly cruel and mean even when it's not true? Nobody really wants to be around that for very long. So what I do is I put myself in timeout away from them, because what could potentially happen is I could get annoyed enough that I then get mean back at them. And now I'm being abusive because I'm defending myself against their lies in an aggressive way because I'm irritated. Totally justified. But is that what I want to be? Is that what I want to do? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. So what I'd say is nothing. And I say, oh, okay, well, that's how you feel. You go surround yourself with the people that make you feel best. Because the people that make you feel best is not me. And I'm totally fine with that. I don't literally need anyone to like me. I don't want to force anyone to like me. I want to be surrounded by people that genuinely, authentically like me and see me for who I am and maintain clarity about that, period, always. People that see me the way I want to be seen couldn't be gossiped to about me and lose clarity about who I am. That's the kind of people that I want to hang out with. Anyone that can lose clarity about who I am based on made up stuff in their own head or based on gossip from another person is not allowed in my reality. They're not allowed to hang out with me. Not for very long periods of time. Right? But there are people that applies to who are my family. They are my flesh and my blood. And they are buying into nonsense because they're mentally ill. Mentally healthy and well people do their research. They look into things. They collect data before they react to gossip and made up stuff. Potentially made up stuff, right? Because you don't know if it's made up or not. But first, it's just barf coming out of someone's face. And then you do your diligence to find out if it's true or not by collecting data. And if you have not done that, you're not verified truth on any variety of things, and then you are reacting to it as though it's true, then you are a mentally ill, irresponsible person. You're a mentally ill, irresponsible person. And you're being abusive, and you're helping abusers abuse, because there's people that know what to say and do to trigger people that are irresponsible abusers to react and abuse. And maybe these people aren't even inherently abusers, but they end up being abusers and abusing for other people that simply said something that triggered you, and you reacted without doing any research whatsoever. Right? So now you're abusing an innocent person over made up stuff because you didn't do your diligence. And so there's people that will do this towards their own mothers, for example. That's not what we do. And we don't ourselves in time out away from these people who do this, because we don't want to get triggered into then being mean and abusive to them whom are mentally ill. Them who are mentally ill, because only a mentally ill person would do that. Only a mentally ill person would do that. You see what I'm saying? So when you gray rock a narcissist, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in time out so that you don't get abused by them, but also so that you don't abuse them with the reactions that we have towards them. They're mentally ill. So when we get triggered and react in mean ways, yelling and screaming in defense of ourselves, then now we're abusing them and ourselves. So they say that that's what they want. They want a reaction because they like seeing you upset. And then you also are, even though they like it and they're getting off on it, a lot of times you're abusing them. Because what you're doing is abusive, and you wouldn't like it done to you, but you're doing it to them. Right? So that hurts us, and it also portrays us as something that we're not, which is mean and abusive. We're not mean and abusive. So don't be mean and abusive to narcissists. Don't become them. Love yourself to recognize how you would like to be treated, and that's how you will treat others. And when you're not being treated that way, you don't yell, fight, and scream. You leave. You back off. You remove yourself from the space, and you remove that person from your reality. Because if you're not going to do that, then you need to be 100% at peace and okay with whatever it is that's going on. And then you get to not react in abusive ways. If you're going to stay around a person that does these things, you need to turn what they do into something funny, comical, a joke, whatever, a variety of things, versus getting upset. That's what you have to do. You're not allowed to stay around a narcissist and then be mean and abusive to them for being a narcissist, whether you know they're one or not, period. It's not okay to abuse. It's not okay to abuse mentally ill people. Please and thank you.